Alright, let's get into it. So this one will be entitled WW3 Dream. It's about a dream I had, what was it, Saturday night, Sunday morning. Alright, and I wrote it down, so I'm gonna just pretty much read it off the piece of paper. Off the off the notes. Alright. So hey, first and foremost, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Wakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well in sincerity, taught us this truth. And Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. All right, so let's get into the dream, man, without hesitation. So in this dream, it was I knew it was a major war going on that was taking place. And it was World War III. Okay, it was no, without a doubt, it was World War III going on in this dream. All right, and I was looking at it from the POV, or the perspective of a soldier, a gentleman that wanted to actually go and fight in the war. He wanted to join a resistance. All right, so we was like in the dream, it was like in my mind, it was like I knew where resistance was, and North Korea was about to be attacked, and all the soldiers were heading to either Thailand, Vietnam, or South Korea, to eventually attack North Korea. And I was heading to Thailand to link up with a resistance group, and all of a sudden I'm surrounded by soldiers everywhere. I'm walking on the street and I'm just surrounded by soldiers, and they take me and they throw me into like an AI self-driving vehicle that is in the same sense as a jail cell. So they throw me into that, and I'm just stuck basically. All right, and more so reading off of here is the environment is like kind of cyberpunk. If brothers ever played Cyberpunk 2077 or ever watched Total Recall or things like that, it was kind of like a cyberpunk environment, futuristic. So that's what it seemed like, where the C-hip was definitely in effect. Okay, and people had robotic arms, robotic legs, all that type of, that was commonplace in the environment which I was seeing. So you walking around and people got malfunction, not malfunctions, but basically, they changed themselves with robotic parts and things of that nature. It was common play. It was common practice, right? So, where was I at? It was sort of like that, and everybody was in a I don't care type vibration. Most of the people was in a I don't care type vibration, but a resistance was assembling. And then immediately after I got thrown into the cell and I was being driven off, the dream changed, and I was like transported into like a forest area. And I had in my mind I was about to go street preach, but I had forgot my 12 tribe sign in the woods somewhere. So I kind of knew in the spot that I had left it. So I went back to get the 12 tribe sign, and it was this deer. And when I went to go pick it up, this deer just started running in circles around me. Boom, 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 boom. And then it charged at me. And I was like, boom. And then it did it some more, and it charged at me. And it was kind of scary in the dream. When it charged at me, like it did not want me to go preach. All right. And what else? I'm trying to make sure I don't forget nothing. It did that a couple times until then I woke up, but I was stuck and I was unable to escape the deer. So it was just running around and charging at me. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm getting from that, what I really got was 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, for the first part of the dream. And let's go to 2nd Esdras 15 and 15. And starting at 14, woe, destruction to the world, and them that dwell therein. Speaking about this kingdom, this wicked kingdom, For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. You're going to see resistance all over the world, not just in America, Babylon, but we're seeing it in France. We're seeing it in the UK. We're seeing it in all these different places, man. It's several mini wars going on right now. All you gotta do is really research it, because they're not actually putting it out. They don't want you to know that it's many wars going on in Africa. It's wars going on in Europe. It's, other than Ukraine and what's happening in the so-called Middle East. Okay? At the end of the day. Amen. Teaching a lesson on it's probably a bot. And Shalawam to Yakanana, Shalawam. Bahasham, Yahawashi, Barak, Ahtham to you and your household. Alright? So once again, it's the 2nd Esdras 15 and 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, so pew-pews. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So that was what was about to take care, man. At the end of the day, that was what was about to not take care, but what was about to take place. All right, with a resistance force rising up. So in my mind, also, it came to me like Star Wars, right? You had the rebels fighting against the empire. So that's what it was, right? You got this little resistance going at, a bigger force that's greater the government. So that's sedition, to rebel and to go at the what they call them, the oligarchs that are ruling over you, But hey, we know as men of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi not to fight in a carnal sense, right? The way we fight is spiritual. So we stomp down this place, we hit the corners, we bring out lessons, and we bring out our dreams and things of that nature that Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi is relaying to us, and that right there is, boy, that's pissing Esau off more than anything, more than a physical punch. All right, us rising up, us standing back in our lot is hitting him, is getting him, is cutting deep, So, hey, brothers out there that's bringing out lessons, man, keep going, man. Keep going and go harder. Okay? 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. With that resistance force, which the POV that I was seeing, dude was trying to join. But what eventually happened? He got locked up. He got caught, trying to go about things in a carnal way to fix your situation. That's not going to happen. That's not going to take place, And in another sense, he was a pilgrim upon the earth, moving from one place to another, And that's how we're going to be. We're going to have to move about. We might have to sneak around. We might have to stay off the streets, right? We might have to only move at night. You never know. Because in the daytime, the AI and the drones and stuff will be in the sky looking for us. And at night, too, same thing. So we're going to have to move in a covert type of way in Jacob's trouble, man. And Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi is going to let us know. All right? The Spirit is going to guide us. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, but because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Right? So more so a civil war type environment coming to play, and people waxing worse and worse, not caring about one another, but unaliving one another. How I said everybody was in a I don't care type of vibration. That's what I was feeling from the environment that I was seeing in the dream. They just didn't care. They was going about their lives because they took that C-hip, so they felt that they were good. They had their little bionic arms and bionic legs, and they could see now because they were blind. But what they did in Australia, they brought somebody's vision back, bionic surgery or whatever, through technology. So they're trusting in this. This is what they're putting their strength in. It's ultimately false gods, man. It's false powers. It's not real. It's not coming from Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. So these people are in that I don't care type of environment. All they got to do is live according to this social credit system, keep their social credit score up, and they'll be straight. That's how they was living in that environment that I was feeling. And, you know, so, and that's how the government wants it to be, man, right? It ain't going to be no more speaking out. This type of thing right here, preaching on the street and all of that, where our social credit score will be so low, we'd be negative. And the prophets is going to come into the system negative, man. All right? But hey, I love it. All right? It is what it is. We ready for that. You know what I'm saying? Because we with Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Now, I want to go to Revelations, the, what is it? 12th chapter. And I'm going to wrap it up. You know, not too much on this. But this is Revelations 12. And let's start at 15. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of power and have the testimony of Yahawashi HaMashiach. Now, relaying that to me trying to get my 12 tribe sign from where I left it, and that deer constantly coming and ramming me to knock me back on the ground so I couldn't go forth and preach. Because by preaching, hitting the streets, and doing what you're supposed to do, you're keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes. You're doing what Yahawashi commanded you to do. Going in the highways and the hedges, the commerce areas of the cities, and preaching and prophesying and telling people what's about to take place. So you got wicked spirits and things of that nature that may try to hinder you, man, and stop you from going and doing what you're supposed to do. All right? I'm going to get one more, then I'm going to wrap it up on a quick lunch break. All right, this is Matthew 10 and 36. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. So you can't let whatever it is, children, women, games, cars, sports, whatever it is, man, you can't let anything get in the way of you serving Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right? You can't let what people think about you. All right? Your co-workers might see you. Okay, so what? You know, is this, this your personal life, man. It's not affecting your job. All right? Just don't bring it to work. When you go to work, Clark Kent it up. But, you know, when you off, you can do what you're supposed to do. Preach the word, teach the word. All right? At the end of the day. So you can't let the world hinder you from teaching. And that's what I was getting from that deer trying to hit me down and stop me from preaching and teaching and doing what I was supposed to do. It didn't want me to tell nobody about the 12 tribes because I couldn't get my sign. It didn't want me to get the sign and go and street preach, right? So hey, man, with that being said, it's a quick dream that I had. You know, I hope it was edifying to somebody. All right, so hey, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Once again, double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, and Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect. As always, call me Yasharahla, and a Bible ball to this wicked kingdom. May this bitch fall soon, man. Shalawam.